live any minute now. Hey, how you doing? We don't have any watches right now, but we're gonna see if we can get that. We can make that change a little bit later. Got to mess with my camera, make sure the camera's right, make sure that's looking right. Hey, how you doing? My name is King David, and I'm going to be going over some financial things and all that on this channel right now. I'm just to let you know, I don't have financial training or anything like that. What I do have is social training. I hold a master's in urban policy and administration, so I have a good idea on how economics work, things of that nature. But again, I'm not certified, so you definitely want to make sure that you do your own research and you make sure you get with a certified professional when you're doing investments. That said, the reason why I'm starting this channel is because a lot of us don't have an understanding of just financial literacy, good policies to follow in order to make your bank account solid. So what I want to do is on these channels, I'm going to learn more about finances, cryptocurrencies, policies, economics, and stuff like that in the United States and in the world today. And I'm going to be sharing all the stuff that I learned with you. Again, earlier I was saying that what qualifies me to run this channel. I hold a master's in urban policy and administration. I've been a teacher for over 10 years in the United States. I've invested heavily into the stock market with varying degrees of success. And what I found was the issue with investment is not having enough information to make solid, intelligent moves. So since my last unsuccessful soirees into the stock market, I realized that it was a little bit more I needed to learn. Like in the 2010s, I think I lost maybe like 10,000 in the stock market on a consistent basis. Towards the end of 2010s, I started losing money early. After 9/11 and all that, I was doing pretty good because I made some sound investments with a lot of good information and all that. But it was a few key points that I didn't know, which cost me drastically, like stuff like how they manipulate the market, things that you want to be concerned about when you're following the news of the markets. A lot of times, the news that you get, if you're investing in the markets, has already been factored into the market. So what happens is you might find out, like, I'll give you an example. Like they're saying that the price of oil was negative. So by the time you heard that the price of oil was negative, that negative influence on the market was already calculated in. So if you are trading based on the news that you get, a lot of times you are at a disadvantage. That said, it's like, again, back to the negative oil thing. So in reasoning out what's the best move to make with your money in reference to this oil thing, you would think that it would be better to invest in places that can store oil. That's where the negative was coming from. So what happens is with the oil futures and all that, they already set their prices. That's the reason why the market turned negative. So in order to benefit from that negative, you had to be able to store oil. So places that could store oil was benefiting from that negative $37, right? The issue with that is by the time everybody found out that the oil was negative, those companies that you would invest in that would store oil already have reaped the benefits of a positive market in reference to oil. What I'm saying is that what appears to be a positive to people that's not familiar with how things work is really a catch-all, because everybody that doesn't know that the market has already been influenced are going to lose money on that trade, long story short. So what I want to do is share some of the things that I'm working on as far as my finances go, and share it with you, and then get some feedback from you as well to give me some ideas on how can I make my financial portfolio a little bit better, a lot more stronger. I'm of the opinion that cryptocurrency is going to be the wave of the future. It may not be right now, but eventually it's going to catch up. And I'm going to do some videos on cryptocurrencies. I'm going to give you some videos on my understanding of cryptocurrencies and how they work. And in order to get that going, I'm going to start an account today with you on Coinbase. I'm going to start a Coinbase account today and maybe buy a stock or two. And I'm going to consistently go back to these posts and share with you what I'm learning as I go along in the financial market. So right now, I've been trying to buy cryptocurrency for a couple of years now, and I keep running into mishaps or problems when doing so. I travel quite consistently, so when I touch down in certain places, I'll make moves or make a stab at developing some type of economic base. That said, when I started learning about cryptocurrency, I was in Barbados. This is in the Caribbean. Of course, Barbados has Wi-Fi and all that. But what I found out the hard way is from Barbados, I wasn't able to open any of the trading accounts in the UK or the European Union or the United States because I was in Barbados, which was a major issue. So now currently I'm in the UK, and some things don't really transpire. The reason why, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I'm trying to give you an idea of my situation right now. What happens is every time I would transfer money, be it from the UK to America or from America to the UK, or maybe from Barbados to the UK, I was getting burnt seriously. I was taking a beating on everything, anywhere from a 20 to 30% loss on my money just for having the money. Like, okay, I might start out with pounds, and as soon as I transfer the pounds to American dollars, I'm taking a percentage. That percentage, I'm taking a loss on the percentage. That could be easily 10% on the money. So once I transfer it from British pound to American dollar, I lose 10%. Then in order to put it into the account, they charge a percentage on that as well. And then to spend it, I'm taking a percentage. So every time I start out, if I started out with a pound from the UK, by the time I got my hands on it, it was only worth what, 60 or 70p coming from the UK, and that was a serious burn. So what I've been trying to do is get around a lot of those fees that the banks are charging. And in addition to the conversation I was having before about how cryptocurrency is a wave of the future. Now, if I could do all those transactions from a cryptocurrency as opposed to actual currency like the pound or the dollar, I'm not going to get those 2 extra fees in transferring my money. Fantastic idea, right? You would think it was a fantastic idea, but whenever I try to start an account in a cryptocurrency account from Barbados, I wasn't having any success with it. Maybe because the zip codes wouldn't match, or the dollars wouldn't match, whatever the case may be. I wasn't able to start an account from Barbados in crypto. I'm also wanting to start an account in the UK as well, because there's a few caveats with using your money in the UK as opposed to other places. Now, if you understand some of these caveats, then you can keep 30% on your money. And one of those being certain trading aspects have been qualified as gambling in London. What does that mean? What that means is the proceeds that you gain from those transactions in London that's formed as gambling, they aren't taxed. So if you can set up an account in the UK and utilize some of their trading facilities and all that, then you won't lose any money on the taxes. And that's part of the reason why, if you look at London, I mean, it seems like it's obnoxious money in London, and they're just getting off. I mean, if you're in London, you'll see Ferraris and Maybachs and Rolls Royces going past, and you're asking yourself, what's really going on here? I mean, how are they getting it like that? It's because they're not paying taxes. So I've been trying to get my foot in the door with that one so I can get money on that. Still haven't done that. So a part of what I'm doing here is learning and sharing what I've learned with you, and then you can give me feedback as well. But right now, what I'm gonna do, I've been meaning to do this for about a month now, since coronavirus started, and that is to get heavy into the crypto. But as I mentioned before, some of the international issues stop me from doing so. In the process, I'm looking at it like I'm losing money in the process of watching what's going on. Because when all this first started, Bitcoin was trading at like maybe 7,000 or 8,000 pounds. Now it's trading at 10 or 11,000, and it's going to keep going up. So the longer it takes me to get this started, the more money I'm losing. That's how I'm looking at it. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna start a Coinbase account, and then run with that. You can give me your ideas on how I should do a better job of this, or what I need to do when it comes to cryptocurrency and all that. But I feel like I'm behind the curve, and I don't want to lose any more money. So I'm going hard with this. I'm going with this right now. And we're going to see what happens. I'm going to set the account up and maybe buy some stocks today and see what happens. So Coinbase is the app, or is the American application where you can buy and trade cryptocurrencies. There may be some issues with qualifying the account or approving on the account. I really don't know. But I know that you can buy and sell cryptocurrency on Coinbase. So what I'm gonna do is open up the Coinbase account, set it all up, and maybe buy some type of stock in the process. That would be today. Coincidentally, let me tell you about some of the people that I'm following on YouTube as well. Following a guy's name, his name is missing me, but the title of his podcast is The Minority Mindset. And he's coming out like every day or every other day, giving you an idea on solid moves with your money. And I kind of like the guy. He's Asian American. You might want to check him out. Let him know that King David sent you. I'm also following Kevin. Let's make sure I got the right name. I can't switch that up. Kevin. I really don't like doing that. My apologies for that. But his name is Kevin something or another, and he's giving some good information as well. I'm gonna see if I can get those links to you in the description below. And also, I'm following Dr. Boyce Watkins. He's from the States. He's a brother, and he's pro-black and all that. And his argument is that if we want real power or real change in the world, we need to do that from an economic base. And I'm 100% with that. What type of change can you actually have if you don't have some type of financial component in it? And that's my take on that. And I'm going to move on from that. So right now, once I'm better with YouTube, I'm going to start sharing the screen with you so you can see what I'm doing when it comes to all this stuff. But right now, since Coinbase is right now on my phone, I went to the App Store, downloaded Coinbase just now, and a crypto wallet as well. I'm not familiar with the details of this, so I'm gonna be extremely careful, and you need to be extremely careful as well, because there's a lot of scams out there. If you're feeling apprehensive about something that you're about to do, don't do it. Do your homework. Make sure you do the background check on all those links. When people are telling you, give them some money or give them some of your information, never do that willy-nilly. You might want to also have some type of search on your computer to make sure these people aren't fraudulent, because once your money's gone, your money is gone. And I can't, there's nothing we can do to get your money back. That's another trick with cryptocurrency, is that they're swindling a lot of people. But I can verify, I can vouch for Coinbase. Coinbase is a winner, and they're not doing any questionable type of stuff. But also, you also want to remember that once you set up an account, it's public knowledge that you set up the account. So like what happens is, if you was to buy some type of cryptocurrency or something like that, it's flags that go on in different places on people's computer. So what will happen is, once you buy some cryptocurrency, they're going to contact you with all types of schemes and all that, because they want to get their hands on your cryptocurrency and your Bitcoin and all that. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you're feeling apprehensive or you don't know anybody, don't bother, because you will get taken advantage of. So now, again, I downloaded the Coinbase app. It's on my phone. I just opened it just now. So it says, okay, Bitcoin is at 8,000. That's 8,000. Okay, so that means, I'm not sure exactly what that says. I forget what I had, what Bitcoin was trading at originally. But another thing you need to be concerned about is, if you're a new investor, is to not take anything that you're told as law. You know, it's all subjective, because what will happen is, and if you're not familiar, what they'll do is, when they're giving you synopsis of the of the trading pattern or what's going on with a stock or a currency, you got to look at the time frame that they're using when they show you that stock or currency. So like, they might show you the currency from today, earlier today, and a little bit later on today. And if you use that specific time frame, then it might appear a certain way. So it might appear that the currency is down or the currency is up. And that's the argument that you're getting from the financial channels based on a daily basis. But they don't explain to you, how does that relate to the big picture. Sometimes they might say year to date or something like that, but you got to look at the whole spread of the option, a whole spread of the stock, in order to get a good synopsis of what's going on with the stock. So you got to be careful with that. Still on Coinbase right now, it says Bitcoin is trading at 8,000, and it's up $77 American. Looking at the top of the Get Started page, and it has BTC, BCH, ETH, ETC, LTC as well. I'm familiar with a few of these letters. The BTC is a Bitcoin, and it says year to date. That's the market that's the frame that I'm looking at right now. I'm gonna press 1 month to see what it is, and wow! According to this, it says Bitcoin is up 1,200 for the month. So it's moving. But again, like I was saying before, depending on what time frame you look at, dictates the spin on what you're seeing. So again, this for the month is up 1,200, but for the year is only up $80. So that's a concern. I'm going to click on another one, which is ETH, which is Ethereum. And Ethereum is down for the year $68.26. It's trading at $199.96, but that's for the year. I'm gonna look at Ethereum for the month to see what that says. And for the month, Ethereum is up $4. That's not that inspiring, but you got to remember that when you get into the market, you want to do it for a long time, on a long-term basis, or else you're going to be going crazy every day watching your stocks go up and down, and your emotions will be going up and down with them as well. Trust me, I can tell you. And also, what you don't want to do, you don't want to get into trying to keep up with the market on a daily basis, or that's more like they call it day trading. Day trading, yeah, you can get rich on it, but it is extremely stressful, and you need to be at it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like, depending on where you are, it's a dynamic to markets and all of that. Like in America, the markets only operate from a certain time in the day. I think that's 9 or 10 to 4 o'clock, right? So if you're an American, that's how you're looking at the market. But what happens is the markets are on a 24-hour circle because it's a 24-hour thing. So the American stocks would be traded from 9 to 4 o'clock during the week in the daytime. But currencies are traded 24 hours a day. And it's a different cycle for the currency. So you need to have an idea on that as well. Back to the Coinbase app, I'm going to check out Litecoin and see what that's saying. And it says Litecoin is trading at $42.29, and it's down to 188 on the month. Let's see what it's saying for the year. So for the year, Litecoin is down $70.24. That's not that inspiring. So 1 year, it only goes back for the year. So that's not that inspiring. But it's a few stocks that I just want to get my hands on ASAP as soon as possible. And I feel like I've been stalling up until this point. So again, I know it's been a false start a couple times, but on Coinbase, I'm gonna click the link that says get started. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, what's your name? My name is David King. King, and my email is davidkinglimited@gmail.com. All right, I'm not going to tell you my password just now, but I'm going to move on to the next thing. I'm doing the password, and let's see. Okay, all right, and there it was a first name, last name, email, password, and I certified that I am 18 years of age or older, and I agree to the user agreement and privacy policy. All right. Never sign up for anything without reading the user agreement and the privacy policy. I had a couple of false starts with this, and this could cause me to jam up because it's going to take a little while to read this, I'm sure. But I'm going to read it right now, and I think I'm going to stay live because I need to get this out the way because it's taking me too long to get me some crypto under my belt. So I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. All right, so we're going to the Coinbase website to look at the privacy agreement. They say they use cookies. Okay, user agreement, privacy policy. All right, Coinbase user agreement. Doesn't look that long. The agreement is for customers who are based in the United States of America. And reviewing these terms, you will see that some text is colored green. These clauses set out the detail of FCA regulated service provided to you by CB Payments Ltd. This is a contract between you and each of Coinbase, that would be them, and the CB Payments Ltd, a private limited company incorporated in England and Wales with a company number of blah, blah, blah. The reference to this agreement, they're giving you a breakdown on the terminology they're using. By signing up to use an account through Coinbase.com or pro.coinbase.com or any of our associated websites, APIs, or mobile application collectively, the site, you agree that you have read, understood, and accept all of the terms and conditions contained in this agreement, as well as our privacy policy and cookie policy. We refer to e-money services, digital currency services, and digital services, all defined below, collectively as the Coinbase services. You should be aware that the risk of loss in trading. All right, I might clip this and just make this a video in itself explaining. You should be aware that the risk of loss in trading or holding digital currencies can be substantial. It's not a game. As with any asset, the value of digital currencies can go up or down, and there can be a substantial risk that you lose money by buying, selling, holding, or investing in digital currency. The digital currency services and additional services are not currently regulated by the Financial Court Conduct Authority or any other regulator in the UK. The digital currency services and additional services are not within the scope of the jurisdiction of the UK Financial Ombudsman Service, and your digital currency and e-money are not subject to the protection under the UK Financial Services Compensation Scheme. You should carefully consider whether trading or holding digital currency is suitable for you in light of your financial condition. Meaning, this is unregulated. You might be taking a chance and you could lose a whole lot of money in the market. So make sure you do your homework, and it won't be any type of reimbursement. You lose your money is gone. That's what happens. Friend of mine, coincidentally, a friend of mine, he had, I think he said he had, 10 Bitcoins or something? 10 Bitcoins, something like that. And he got them for free, like 2010 or something like that, when they were just giving away Bitcoins, and put them on some type of wallet or something on a computer or something like that. And he lost his computer. He lost access to all those Bitcoins, man. Bitcoin went up to the highest was like what, 17,000. He had 10 of them. No, I think he had. I think it was a crazy. I mean, when he told me the number, I just was like, oh man, I'm upset for you. But he lost those Bitcoins, and I think it might have been worth 170, maybe $250,000 or something like that. He would have made just by having those Bitcoins. So make sure you do your homework and you do the right thing when it comes to all this stuff. Okay, back to the user agreement on Coinbase.inc. To be eligible to use any of the Coinbase services, you must be at least 18 years old and reside in the country in which the relevant Coinbase services are accessible. Please note that all Coinbase services are available in every country. Not all Coinbase services are available in every country. The list of Coinbase services accessible by country can be found at, and they give you the website, e-money services. The following services, the e-money services may be provided to you by Coinbase Payments, a hosted digital wallet enabling you to store electronic money issued by the Coinbase Payment, the e-money wallet, and e-money respectively. Downloaded that on my phone as well. Haven't opened it. Certain payment services enable you to send and receive e-money. The e-money services are regulated by the UK Financial Conduct Authority, FCA. Coinbase Payments is an authorized electronic money institution authorized and regulated by the FCA with register number 900-635. Digital currency services. The following services, the digital currency services, may be provided to you by Coinbase UK. One or more hosted digital currency wallets enable you to store, track, transfer, and manage your balance of certain supported digital currencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum, the digital currency wallet, and the digital currency respective, and a digital currency exchange service enabling you to obtain prices for your purchases and sales of digital currencies, and is subject to certain restrictions. Carry out any such purchases or sales on the site. Unlike e-money services, digital currency services are not regulated by the FCA. Coinbase UK is not not a regulated financial services provider. Coinbase UK is based in and provides its services from the UK. Additional Coinbase services. In addition to core services, the following additional services may be made available by Coinbase UK to users that fulfill certain eligibility criteria. In order to book exchange platform for digital currency, as further described in appendix, development applications provided by Coinbase, and staking services if available in your country. Fees. A full list of fees for Coinbase services can be found on the pricing and fees disclosures page of the site. Coinbase Group, Coinbase UK, Coinbase Payments, and all affiliated in other group companies of these companies, including Coinbase, shall together in this agreement be termed the Coinbase Group. Account setup. The registration of a Coinbase account. To use the Coinbase services, you will need to register for a Coinbase account by providing your name, email address, and password, and accepted the terms of this agreement. By using a Coinbase account, you agree and represent that you will use the Coinbase services only for yourself and not on behalf of any third party, unless you have obtained prior approval from Coinbase in accordance with Section 3.2 and 4.10 of this agreement. You are fully responsible for all activity that occurs on your Coinbase account. We may, in our sole discretion, refuse to open a Coinbase account for you or limit the number of Coinbase accounts that you may hold or suspend or terminate any Coinbase account or trading of specific digital currency in your account. That's a lot. Still reading though. The third party access, if to the extent permitted by Section 410 or otherwise permitted by Coinbase from time to time, you grant express permission to a third party to access or connect to your Coinbase account, either through the third party's product or service or through the site. I'm not going to be doing that. What I try not to do is affiliate different accounts with other accounts. What happens is, you might not be familiar, but if you use one account to access another account, they both have full reign of any information that you might provide for either. What I'm saying is, an example is Facebook. You know how they say you want to sign in from Facebook to a lot of accounts, but when you do that, you're giving everybody that you sign in on with Facebook access to all the information that Facebook has. So all the approval that you've given Facebook, when you link up other accounts, you're giving them the same rights that Facebook has on your account. And you know how Facebook does. So you want to be concerned about that. You want to be careful about that. You may change or remove permissions granted to you by third parties with respect to your Coinbase account at any time through the tabs on the settings page on the site. I won't be doing that. Identity verification. You agree to provide us with the information we request for the purpose of identity verification and the detection of money laundering, terrorist financing, fraud, or any other financial crime, including as set out in Appendix 2, and permit us to keep a record of such information. You will need to complete certain verification procedures before you are permitted to start using the Coinbase services and to access specific Coinbase services, including the certain transfer of e-money and digital currency. And the limits that apply to your use of the Coinbase services may be altered as a result of information collected on an ongoing basis. They're saying they might not give me access to the account when I start it right now, but we're gonna try to press this all the way through right now because I need some Bitcoin and some currency in my life because the market is going up and I feel like I'm losing money. So I'm going to be here every week, at least every week. We'll be doing it every Monday. We will call it Money Mondays. Didn't do it yesterday because it was a holiday. I know that markets wasn't open, but we're gonna try to keep that consistent. Make sure you hit the bell and the like, and let me know what's going on. Some ideas that you may have to make this a better presentation. Some things I need to learn. Or you just want to just troll. I like the troll. Not scared of you. Bring it. I appreciate that. But anyway, back to the Coinbase user agreement. The information that we request may include certain personal information, but not limited to your name, address, telephone number, email address, date of birth, taxpayer identification number, government identification number, information regarding your bank account, such as the name of the bank, the account name, the routing number, and the account number, network status, customer type, customer role, billing type, mobile device identifiers, and other subscriber status details. In providing us with this or any other information that may be required, you confirm that the information is accurate and correct, and you agree to keep us updated if any of the information you provide changes. We will treat this information in accordance with Section 11, Data Provider. Man, this I got a lot more to get through, and I want to open this account today. I suggest you, when you start a Coinbase account, if you do so, make sure you read through all of the user agreement. What I'm gonna do is speed forward on this because I need this going today, and I don't want to waste too much more time on this. So I'm just going to read out a couple of key points, in this user agreement, just so I can speed things along. They got an asterisk saying you authorize us to make inquiries, whether directly or through third parties, that we consider necessary to verify your identity or protect you and or us against fraud or financial crime, and to take action we reasonably deem necessary based on the results of such inquiries. So they're going to do a full background check on you. Loading. Fourth is payment service. You can load funds into your e-money wallet using one of the payment methods available on the site, such as a credit or debit card or bank transfer. Your e-money wallet will show loaded funds once we have received them. Loading of funds may be done manually or as part of a reoccurring transaction that you set up on Coinbase account. Okay, further on, purchase or sale of digital currency. You may purchase supported digital currency by using e-money credited to your e-money wallet. To carry out a digital currency transaction using e-money, you must follow the relevant instructions on the site. A digital currency transaction using e-money should normally be settled no later than 1 business day after we receive your instructions. You authorize us to debit e-money from your e-money wallet, although we will attempt to deliver digital currency to you as promptly as possible. E-money may be debited from your e-money wallet before digital currency is delivered to your digital currency wallet. Long story short, you got to upload some cash. It might take a day or two before it actually hits the account. It might take a day or two before they actually process your trade. You may sell digital currency in exchange for e-money. You authorize us to debit your digital currency wallet and credit your e-money wallet with the relevant amount of e-money. Receipt of instructions. If we receive instructions from you to purchase digital currency using e-money on a non-business day or after 4:30 p.m. London time, I was trying to get in here before the close of business in the United States, but I'm in the UK and they doing it based on London time. So that's another glitch. Keep having false starts, but I'm not stopping because I need this money to look right. Okay, so revocation. When you give us instructions to carry out a digital currency transaction using e-money, you cannot withdraw your consent to that digital currency transaction unless the digital currency transaction is not due to occur until an agreed date in the future. If you have set up a future transaction, in the case of a future transaction, you may withdraw your consent up until the end of the business day before the date that the future transaction is due to take place. To withdraw your consent to a future transaction, follow the instructions on the site. Okay, so you might put a buy-in for later on. They call that a put order, I believe. Or you might short or something like that. You have up until the day before that order is the process to cancel it. That's a key point. Unsuccessful payments. If a payment to load funds into your e-money wallet is not successful, you authorize Coinbase in the sole discretion either to cancel any related digital currency transaction or to debit your other payments methods, including Coinbase balances or the other linked accounts, in any amount necessary to complete the digital currency transaction in question. You are responsible for maintaining an adequate balance and or sufficient credit limits in order to avoid overdraft or similar fees charged by your payment provider. Be careful when you put in these processing this stuff, because what happens, you might not have the money to cover it. And if you have overdraft on your account, they might overdraft it and pay it, but you still responsible for those payments. Account information. You will be able to see your e-money wallet balance and your transaction history using the site, including the amount each digital currency purchase, reference to identify the payer and payee, Any fees charged, breakdown in the fee, where there has been a currency exchange, the rate of exchange, and amount in the new currency after the exchange, where you are the payer, or the amount in the original currency before the exchange, where you are the payee, and the debit or credit date of each digital currency purchase as appropriate. Wow, this is a lot. Redeeming e-money. You may redeem all or part of any e-money held in your e-money wallet at any time by selecting the relevant option in the site and following the instructions. Unless agreed otherwise, funds will be transferred to the bank account you have registered with us. If this agreement is terminated, we will redeem any e-money remaining in your e-money wallet and transfer funds to the bank account you have registered with us. Prior to redeeming e-money from your e-money wallet, we may conduct checks for the purposes of preventing fraud, money laundering, terrorist financing, and other financial crimes. This may mean you are prevented or delayed from withdrawing e-money until those checks are completed to our reasonable satisfaction in order to comply with our regulatory requirements. Unauthorized and incorrect transaction. Where a purchase of digital currency and or redemption of e-money is initiated from your e-money wallet using your credentials, we will assume that you authorize such transaction unless you notify us otherwise. If you believe the transaction has been carried out that you did not authorize, or if you have reason to believe that the transaction using your e-money wallet has been incorrectly carried out or is not complete, you must contact us as soon as possible, and in any case, no later than 13 months after the unauthorized transaction or incorrect transaction occurred. Long story short, something don't look right, get right with them so you can work that out. They're saying we are not responsible for any claim for unauthorized transaction or incorrect transaction unless you have notified us in accordance with Section 4.8, in which case Section 4.9 below sets out our respective responsibilities. As further described in 4.9 below, we are not responsible for any claim for unauthorized transaction or incorrect transaction if you have acted fraudulently, intentionally, or with gross negligence, and this has resulted in unauthorized transactions or incorrect transaction. During any investigation of any actual potential unauthorized transaction or incorrect transaction, we reserve the right to suspend your Coinbase account to avoid further losses. Okay, if something doesn't look right, you need to get with them immediately. And if you have some mishaps with the account, they will cancel your account at their discretion. Refund rights. Unauthorized transaction. If an unauthorized transaction occurs as a result of our failure, we will refund you the amount of that transaction by no later than the end of the next business day after becoming aware of the unauthorized transaction and restore your e-money wallet to the state it would have been in had the unauthorized transaction not taken place. Generally, you will not be liable for losses incurred after you have notified us of the unauthorized transaction, or if we have failed at any time to provide you with means for notifying us. You will be liable for the first £35 of any loss you incur in respect of an unauthorized transaction which arises from the use of lost or stolen credentials. For example, when you have failed to keep the login details for your Coinbase account secure, and if you are fraudulent or you intentionally yeah, I'm not sure why this word is messing me up so bad. Negligently fail to carry out your obligations under this agreement, then, and this results in unauthorized transactions. For example, if you deliberately share your email and password with a third party or are grossly negligent in keeping your email and password secure, in both cases, other than in accordance with Section 3.2 or 3 or 4.10, you will be liable for all resultant losses incurred as a result of any such unauthorized transaction, not just the £35. If somebody gets your password and your email and they access your account and take all your money, they're not responsible, is what they're saying. You responsible for keeping your passwords and your account secure. Where there is a dispute between us and you regarding whether or not a transaction is an unauthorized transaction, we may but are not obligated to temporarily credit your e-money wallet while we settle the dispute. Where we determine that the transaction was authorized, we may reverse that credit and correct errors made in any statement of e-money wallet without prior notice to you. Although, please note that during this period, your e-money wallet may be temporarily locked to avoid further unauthorized transactions. You will also be liable to us as a debt for any e-money you have transferred, which was temporarily credited to you to your e-money wallet. It's a couple more incorrect translation, but long story short, don't steal any money, don't do nothing greasy, because then they're gonna come after you and make it your fault. Appointment of regulated third parties. You may set out in section 3.2 to appoint appropriately regulated third parties to access your e-money wallet. I'm going to skip forward on that. I might do that, but I'm not planning on doing that right now. Refusing to deal with regulated third parties. We may refuse access to regulated third party for objectively justified and duly evidenced reasons related to unauthorized or fraudulent access to your e-money wallet. That's right. Don't share your information. If you share your information, they might shut you down because they don't agree with who you gave your money, gave your information to by consent. By opening a Coinbase account with us, you provide your explicit consent to us providing payment services, i.e. e-money services to you. You can withdraw this consent at any time by closing your Coinbase account. So when you close it, you change you canceling everything. For avoidance of doubt, this consent does not relate to you, our processing of your personal information or your rights under and in accordance with the data protection law and regulation. Please see section 11. Financial Ombudsman Service. If you have a complaint relating to the e-money services provided to you by Coinbase Payments, and that complaint cannot be resolved through the dispute process set out in section 10.2, you may then be able to take unresolved complaints to the Financial Ombudsman Service. You agree that you will not raise a complaint with FOS until the dispute process set in section 10 has been completed. Wow, this is a lot. I'm on 5, and it's going up to 10. I'm really anxious to get this going, but I want to keep this this video under an hour. So what I'm gonna do is speed through all of this and then just try to see if I can get this started. So the next video will be we've gotten somewhere, because right now I'm feeling a little bit frustrated in reading all of this information. In general, your digital currency wallet enables you to spend digital currency. I know that. Fiat currency transaction not using your e-money. You may purchase supported digital currency by linking a valid payment method to your digital currency wallet. You authorize us to debit funds using your selected payment method to complete your purchase. Although we will attempt to deliver digital currency to you as promptly as possible, funds may be debited from your selected payment method before the status of your digitally transaction is shown and complete, and it is delivered to your digital currency wallet. You may sell digital currency in exchange for fiat currency, such as GBP or EUR, supported by Coinbase. In such circumstances, you authorize us to debit your digital currency wallet and to send instructions to you to credit your selected payment method in settlement of the sale transaction. Transaction fulfillment. We will make reasonable efforts to fulfill and all purchases of digital currency, but in some circumstances, we may be unable to do. We may be unable to. If this is the case, we will notify you and seek your approval to re-attempt the purchase at the current exchange rate as defined below. Availability of payment method. The availability of payment method depends on a number of factors, including, for example, where you are located, the identification information you have provided to us, and limitations imposed by third-party payment processing. Conversion fee. Each purchase or sale of digital currency is subject to a fee, a convergence fee. The applicable convergence fee will be displayed to you on the site prior to each transaction and is stated in each receipt we issue to you. We may adjust our convergence fee at any time. We will not process a transaction if the convergence fee and any other associated fees would together exceed the value of your transaction. A full list of Coinbase UK's fees can be found on our prices and fees disclosure page. Exchange rates, they're going over the exchange rate. Acknowledge that the buy price exchange rate may not be the same as the sell price exchange rate at any given time, and that we may add a margin or spread to the quoted exchange rate. You agree to accept exchange rates when you authorize a transaction. You have to be really wary of those exchange rates because they really take advantage of you on those exchange rates. The exchange rate might be like 2 to 1, but then they might only pay you 1.5 for 1, and that will really eat up your profits. So you got to be really cognizant of the exchange rates and the fees that they're charging. I'm going to look at the fees and the charges as well when dealing with these Coinbase people, because you don't trust anybody with your money. You know, that's just what it is. You cannot cancel, reverse, or change any transaction marked as complete or pending. If your payment is not successful or if your payment method has insufficient funds, you authorize us in our sole discretion either to cancel the transaction or to debit your other payment methods, including balances on your e-money wallet or digital currency wallet, in any amount necessary to complete the transaction. If you make a move and don't have enough money to pay for it in the form of payment that you're giving them, they're going to go other places to make this process out. Digital currency transaction. We will process digital currency transaction in accordance with the instructions we receive from you. You should verify transactions information prior to submitting instructions to us. We do not guarantee the We do not guarantee the identity of any user, receiver, requestee, or third party, and we will have no liability or responsibility for ensuring that the information you provide is accurate and complete. Digital currency transactions cannot be reversed once they have been broadcast to the relevant digital currency network. If you initiate a digital currency transaction by entering in the receipt email address and the recipient's email address, and the recipient does not have an existing Coinbase account, we will invite the recipient to open a Coinbase account. If the recipient does not open a Coinbase account within 30 days, we will return a relevant digital currency to your digital currency wallet. Okay, so if you make a deal with somebody who's not on Coinbase, they're going to ask the people to start a Coinbase account so they can make that transfer. And if they don't start the Coinbase account in 30 days, they're going to cancel that deal and they're going to put the money back in your account. We may change network fees, minor fees to process digital currency transactions on your behalf. We will calculate the minor fees at our discretion, although we will always notify you of the minor fees at or before the time you authorize the digital currency transaction. A full list of Coinbase UK minor fees can be found on pricing and fees disclosure page on the site. Minor fees for each individual transaction will be disclosed to you at the time of the purchase of the checkout page. When you or a third party sends digital currency to a Coinbase wallet from an external wallet not hosted on Coinbase, the person who initiates the transaction is solely responsible for executing the transaction properly, which may include, among other things, payment of minor fees in order for the transaction to be successful. Non-payment of minor fees may cause your transaction to remain in a pending state outside of Coinbase's UK control, and we are not responsible for delays or loss incurred as a result of an error in the initiation of the transaction, and have no obligation to assist in the remediation of such transaction. Long story short, you got to be careful of people that don't have a Coinbase account and they're using other means to operate. What they're saying is we're not responsible for what happens outside of their account. So you want to be cognizant of that. Once submitted to a digital currency network, a digital currency transaction will be unconfirmed for a period of time pending sufficient confirmation of the transaction by the digital currency network. A digital currency transaction is not complete while it is in a pending state. Digital currency associated with digital currency transactions that are in a pending state will be designated accurately and will not be included in your digital currency wallet or be available to conduct digital currency transactions until confirmed by the network. Okay, long story short, the deal is not processed out until you have confirmation it is complete. If it's not confirmed that the deal that you made or the trade that you went for, then it's not complete and doesn't count as processed. You need to be aware of that. So if it's unconfirmed things, your account might be in flux. We may refuse to process or cancel any pending digital currency transaction as required by law, regulation, or any court or other authority to which Coinbase is subject in any jurisdiction. Our digital currency service 5.9. I'm getting tired. 5.0 supported digital currencies. Our digital currency services are available only in connection with those digital currencies that Coinbase supports. This may change from time to time. Under no circumstances should you attempt to use your digital currency wallet to store, send, request, or receive digital currency in any form that we do not support. Although we will use reasonable efforts to help you move or sell digital currency that we no longer support, we assume no responsibility or liability in connection with any attempt to use your digital currency wallet for digital currencies that we do not support. Okay, so they're not responsible for any currency, with Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies. A lot of currencies out there, so you got to make sure that the currency that you wish to trade, they're trading. Recurring digital currency transaction. If you set up a recurring purchase of digital currencies, you authorize us to initiate recurring electronic payments in accordance with your selected digital currency transaction, and any corresponding payments account, such as direct debits from or credits to your linked bank account. Your recurring transaction will occur in identical periodic installments based on your period selection, i.e. daily, weekly, monthly, until either you or Coinbase cancels the recurring order. You can set the account up to buy on its own. Just got to stay cognizant of that and make sure you have enough money in the account. If you select a bank account as your payment method for recurring transaction, and such transactions falls on a weekend or a holiday in location in which the relevant bank is located, or after the relevant bank's business hours, credit or debit will be executed on the next business day, although the digital currency fees at the time of the regularly scheduled transaction will apply. If your bank is unable to process any payment to Coinbase, we will notify you of cancellation of transaction and may avail ourselves of remedies set forth in this agreement to recover any amount owed to Coinbase. This authorization will remain in full force and effect until you change your recurring transaction setting or until you provide us with written notice via HTTP support.coinbase.com. You agree to notify Coinbase in writing of any changes in your linked bank account information prior to a recurring transaction. Whew, that was a lot said. I'm only on 5. I think it goes up to 10. Coinbase at any time terminate recurring transaction. Coinbase may at any time to terminate recurring transaction by providing notice to you. Advanced protocol. Unless specifically announced on the site or via an official public statement of Coinbase, we do not support meta coins, colored coins, side chains, or other derivative, enhanced or fork protocols, tokens, or coins which supplement or interact with a digital currency. Okay, so no side stuff with them. You acknowledge and agree that we have no responsibility whatsoever in respect of unsupported advanced protocol. That's side programs for cryptocurrency that you definitely want to stay away from, because they can be quite tricky. Digital currencies, storage and transmission delays. The Coinbase Group currently stores digital currency, private keys, and combination of online and offline storage, which are the means by which you can securely approve a digital currency transaction. As a result of our security protocols, it may be necessary for us to retrieve private keys or related information from offline storage in order to facilitate a digital currency transaction in accordance with your instructions, and you acknowledge this that this may delay the initiation or crediting of such digital currency transaction. Third-party payments. I'm gonna skip over that because I'm not gonna be doing any third-party type stuff with this account. I'm not gonna be linking any other people with the account or anything like that. It's gonna be just that because it's a lot of hackers out there, and if you don't know, a lot of us don't know what the hackers do, and they are freaking brilliant. So just don't connect the accounts. And Coinbase vaults. Coinbase does not support the creation of new multi-sig vaults. However, you may elect to use the Coinbase vault to store digital currency and share the story. All right. Okay, that's a problem. The Instagram post. The Instagram post stopped, and it's not live. I don't want to stop on this, but stay tuned to your boy. I'm gonna go ahead and read this out. I'm going to go ahead and read this out and just try to start this account like right now because I'm tired of sitting around on that. Thanks for tuning in. This is David King Finances. Again, I'm working on opening a Coinbase account so I can buy some cryptocurrency, maybe buy some other currencies as well. I'm a beginner. I'm a beginner trader. Well, not necessarily beginner trader, more like intermediate. But I lost a bit of money in the account in the market, and that's because I didn't have the right knowledge. So part of what I'm doing here is looking to gain the knowledge, and not even once I feel confident with that knowledge, as I take it in, I'm going to share it with you because we all need a bit of financial literacy, which is the point of this channel. Thanks for tuning in. You can check me out on King David Finances on Instagram, and I'm trying to get this covered in the next couple of days. But make sure you tune in. I'll be doing this every Monday, calling it Money Mondays with King David's Finances. Is my money. And yours too. Give me a shout or something like that. I got an email, davidkinglimited@gmail. You got something that you want to add or anything like that. But I'm here for you. I hope you have a fantastic week. Coronavirus doesn't have you that stressed out. Love and peace.